Welcome, everyone. Nathaniel Holmes. I'll be co-presenting today with Kyron Pagulayan, and we have Marshall Isbell and Slyton in the mid, the other trainers, supporting us in the chat box. So we do want to start training off by encouraging you to use the chat to ask questions or to answer questions. So we're a community here and we help each other. But other than that, this is end of year 3 reporting and certification. I guess some of you might have questions of why we started off end of year without end of year advance. And that's because we find a lot of new people were coming to end of year advance or our advanced sessions in general because it's the first training offered. And as you know, advance is specifically for those who are experienced and only want a quick preview of what's to come or what's to change. So these are more comprehensive. So if you are an advanced user, next week Slyman will be beginning his series of advanced sessions for end of year. So we haven't abandoned that, but you're welcome to stay. But if you're a new user, this training is specifically for you. All right, so we have our CalPADS training roadmap. We like to feature this in every training just to give new people an idea of the information they should be familiar with to complete a specific certification or data collection. So we have highlighted in the year 1 through 4, and everything to the left is training or a submission you have completed that will allow you to successfully complete end of year 4. This is best case scenario. We know a lot of people, you start doing CalPADS whenever you start. So we do always offer assistance, and each LEA has a monitor. But best case scenario, you should be familiar with the introductory material to CalPADS, understanding the basic functionality of CalPADS, and the data population of CalPADS. That would allow you to then submit data, review reports, and certify accurate data. And then on the right, we do have skill building, and it's grown, right? We are developing skill building content as well as data governance content and data management content. So we try a holistic approach to successful data management with LEAs. This training has a target audience, right? Specifically data coordinators who submit data primarily for their LEA, and then administration is always welcome if for no other reason to get an understanding of the scope of work and to better learn how to support their staff members. And all of our training has objectives, right? And so this training, we want you to be able to identify the key data and the stakeholders in preparation of the end of year 3 submission. We want you to be able to perform the end of year 3 submission process based on an internal schedule, not the one dictated to you by CalPADS, and consider the staff's availability and competing priorities you all may have. And then we want you to be able to resolve the certification errors with analytical mindfulness, be able to review reports for completeness and reasonability. And then lastly, we want you to be able to analyze the reports to assess the flow of data across your ecosystem and to better evaluate how to leverage the data to make informed decisions. Ultimately, right, the data is not for compliance, it's not for funding, it's not for accountability. You should be using your data to make the best decisions to educate and provide services to your students. These are the skills that we have identified several years ago. It's not a complete list of the skills, but all the skills listed at the bottom, these examples or these objectives are skills that our best data coordinators exhibit. And so if you're new, you can expect to either have to demonstrate or grow in those areas. All right, so that's our introduction, and this is the last slide of it. This is our agenda, and we're going to have an overview, right? We'll give you a basics of end of year 3, the timeline, the schedule, the purpose. Then we'll go into the reporting requirements, and it's just a brief accounting of all the different submission elements, the different data types. And then we'll talk about the certification process. Kyron will provide a demonstration. We'll talk about error resolution, the reports that need to be reviewed, and then we'll just recount every important concept in the wrap up. This is a lengthy training. It's probably going to take 2.5 hours. I think we have allotted 3 hours of time. And as much as we hate to make you all suffer and talk about CalPADS for 3 hours, this is our largest data collection, and we usually take all the time.
You have completed this module. Please continue to the next video. Thank you.